Hello everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you very much for being here. I'm abundantly happy to be here with you. Extremely grateful, feeling good. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection reading for today. Today's featured sun sign is the last sun sign for the beginning of the month readings, and that is on the sign of Pisces. Thank you for your patience, Pisces. You are the 12th sign. So that means tomorrow I will be starting around the zodiac wheel again for the featured sign, with Aries ending with Pisces for the mid-month readings. Now, in addition to the featured, for those that are new, I have a format I've been following, and I just want to share that with you briefly. So I take a featured sun sign around the zodiac, I do it in order, and then I pick a random. Spirit actually helps me pick the random. Believe me, there's so much emphasis coming through Spirit when I do these readings, and you'll recognize that too, and just the synchronicities of all of it. But for today, the highlighted connection will be always picked right in front of you, and you can also see it on the description box. Okay, that of Aquarius. Interesting. We did Aquarius. Nope, it wasn't highlighted. I'm going for it. This is beautiful. This is going to be the featured sign of Pisces and their highlighted connection today of Aquarius. Now, the highlighted simply really means that I'm going to read 3 specific messages under 3 major categories for that highlighted connection. Then I end the reading with the oracle messages and divination guidance that's so beautiful, so powerful, and so, I find wisdom filled, but uplifting, because that's what I really strive for in my readings when it comes to love. This is love of all different categories, all different types of connections. You can be single and still be very much a part of these readings. You have family, no doubt, you have friends, you have co-workers, you have animals. Like I said, it's all inclusive when it comes to love. So let's start with the reading. First of all, Pisces is a water element, and Pisces is by far one of the more spiritual, sensitive, emotional, caring signs in the zodiac. They are, as I mentioned, the 12th sign, and they have a little bit of every single sign in them. They are known as a mutable sign. They're very adaptable, and they have also been known as the chameleon because they can change and mutate in kind of almost in an alchemist type of way, where they can just appear to be one way one day, and then they can just mold and fit into their surroundings and their atmosphere so that they then become part of that. And it's beautiful, and it's interesting, and yet I found that with the incredible impressionable aspect of many Pisceans that they have to be a little aware of that, because I did it myself. I have a Pisces rising. You want to fit in, you want everything to be harmonious, you want to think everything is beautiful. I mean, Pisces is ruled more modernly by the planet of Neptune. Neptune is all about fantasy and creativity. Oh my gosh, Pisceans are so creative and very artistic, and that lends to this kind of spiritual side of them. There's part of them that's always sort of up in the ethers, you can see it on them. It's just this genuine, just loving kind of caring and nurturing soul that they are. And so, yeah, they take on other people's personalities at times. They take on other people's pain and anguish, and so they have to be sure to ground themselves as much as possible so they don't take that on, as empaths tend to do, which a lot, I believe, of Pisceans tend to be. But it's also a beautiful aspect in the sense of being as creative as they are. So yeah, you'll never find a more loving and compassionate person. And I mean, there's different types of Pisceans. There's the 2 fish is the symbolism, going in 2 different directions, right? So there's the duality. And I have found very timid and, very, as I said, overly sensitive at times types of Pisceans where, you don't want to say the wrong thing, and you kind of want to make sure that you're saying things in such a way that it doesn't offend them. And then there's the Pisceans that are some of the strongest characters I've ever known, and they run their own businesses and they do extremely well, and or they're in a corporate setting. I mean, they are versatile, so they can do anything and everything that they put their mind to. I find that they're better off, though, a lot of times having their own schedules and their own timeline, because there is that, like I said, sensitivity that affects them as a water sign. So the currents and the ups and downs, the true deep understanding of life and resurrection and beginning and endings and cycles is very, very part and innately felt by Pisceans. So if you're a Pisces watching this, I'm sure and I hope that you can resonate with what I'm saying. But overall, yeah, I just feel like I love Pisceans. I've had a lot of Pisces friends, and I just appreciate I appreciate everyone, but I appreciate the gifts that they offer to all of us, you know, because each sign in the zodiac has their own defined personality trait, if you will. And it is only a 12th of who we are, though. That is our personality. We're ruled by the sun when it's our sun sign. It's our ego, our drive, our likes or dislikes, you know. It's our exterior world, how we want people to see us, you know. What are we interested in? Who do we want to hang out with, and so forth. So then you have Aquarius, and you're right next to each other. So you kind of have this simpatico kind of energy happening right off the bat. But Aquarius is the air versus the water element. And we're in the, not quite, we're still in Capricorn season. And that's through the 19th. And then we will be entering into Aquarius. But we already had the beautiful conjunction in December on the 21st of, you know, Saturn and Jupiter aligning and like literally almost touching. That's like the first time in hundreds of years. So we had yet another historical event happen, and it just changed the whole vibe or energy of what is happening and what will continue to happen for many, many years to come. And so it's really, with Aquarius, it's about the mind. Air signs are about the mind. It's about thinking and communicating, and it's going to be very, very much stressed in this year of 2021 and onward for 20 years and more. In regards to the ruling planet being Uranus, is that of science, invention, freedom, you know, thinking outside of the box, forward thinking, you know, unexpected, just out of the blue circumstances or events that happen and just really either stop us in our tracks or just ignite something in us that will make us thrive and change and transform like never before. It's an exciting feeling, you know, it's something that's very necessary. And so that's going to be a theme we're going to feel for sure this year. Now, they are a fixed sign, the Aquarians, because they're very determined. They are a humanitarian sign. They are known as the water barriers. They're holding a jug and it's flowing out into the world, into the masses, into, you know, life, to help in any way they can, to share knowledge, to share equal caring and love and all the variables that are important when it comes to humanity and mankind, and being extremely fair and loving in the process. They're very friendly and sociable. They are, you know, they love new. They love the freedom. They love, you know, stepping outside of the box. So with this two combination of the kind of very, very adaptable and loving and accepting and futuristic in its own right, Pisces, you know, creativity with this bold but, you know, expressive and communicative aspect and element of Aquarius, this can be an amazing relationship. I know I've seen it all the time, but perhaps, you know, in addition to romance, of course, it's just some amazing experiences you could have together in invoking some beautiful new idea that hasn't been seen, you know. Maybe you can be the inventors. They're, you know, Aquarians are inventors. They're pioneers in what they do. They start and establish and they delegate and they love groups and they work in groups and they're more comfortable when it comes, you know, with the masses. So this is, I mean, who knows? I'm getting goosebumps because there's so many things in this year and onward that really point towards just evolving, emerging, and growing and expanding, with Jupiter, of course, also in, Aquarius. Like I said, anything it touches, it's exciting, it's lucky, it's opportunities, it's magic, and it's exciting. So yeah, being together is probably going to be a very, very, I would say, important and loving and fun kind of energy this year. So let's see what the messages have to say for this beautiful highlighted connection of Aquarius, well, really Pisces and Aquarius. We do have the new moon officially. I believe I saw it is midnight tomorrow night in Capricorn. The moon's in Capricorn right now, and it'll be balsamic, is that how you say it? Until tomorrow evening, and it will be legitimate, and it will be, like every new moon, the opportunity to fully ignite and intend, writing out intentions of what it is we want to do moving forward. It happens every month. When it's in Capricorn, like it is for every single zodiac sign, it's about our practical parts of our life, the things that are going to make us feel safe, secure. Capricorn is, reliability, it's earthly, it's nature, it's natural, and it's calming, and I need that, and I felt that in the last day or so as it was approaching to go into the moon, going into Capricorn. But we were in Capricorn season, so it's still been there, and I must say, today I actually filled out an application for something, and it was the first time. And like any time you do something for the first time, I was a little concerned, but it happened. And that's what this kind of energy can do for us. So set your sights on where you want to go, and don't feel like you have to just push forward right away. Like, that energy of this beautiful Aquarius and even Pisces, they want to go for it. They really are open and ready and capable. I would just say and invite you to just kind of take in a day or two of this new moon energy and not feel you have to rush. And that's kind of an influence of Capricorn anyway. There's not necessarily a rush. There's a determination. There's a definite belief in their success and the direction they want to go. So it's wonderful for all of us, but it affects this highlighted sign as well as all of us. So that's happening. And then the Mercury retrograde will be in Aquarius at the end of the month. So I'm already starting to feel it, I told you. So I'm being as careful as I can with my words because I'm tripping them and stuttering over them and so forth. And yeah, it's just about slowing down and then asking you to please understand and accept that. So in this situation, when you were doing a channel where you were communicating and wanting to send messages, it's pretty important, right? So these beautiful messages for this highlighted connection are as follows. The first category is always the overall energy that led you to this reading and how are you feeling? And I'm sorry, I think it's upside down. 3 of Wands. Woo! No, 3 of Swords. Okay. I have not seen this card. This is a new deck. I have several new decks, so this will be the last day that I use this deck, and I'll start fresh for the mid-month readings. This is the beautiful deck that is entitled, I'm not seeing my little cheat sheet. It is called the Tarot of Queens deck. And it basically reminds us to focus in on our intuition, female or male, that a lot of the queens actually represent, the feminine side of all of us. To be able to feel, to breathe, and to move forward with great determination, passion, and love towards that which we wish to see and have occur. You have the 3 of Swords. So this is the air element. This is you, Aquarius. And this is the, the not quite predominance, but will be by month's end, of a lot of the planets in air. This is, to me, always representing past hurts, confusion. Your heart has been affected, you're feeling wounded, you're feeling like you are just confused and emotionally kind of really uncertain comes to mind with this. Now, 3 has to do with more than 2, obviously. It is with others involved. It is outside influences a lot of times. It's conversations that have had taken place that didn't feel right. It's the exterior part of us that affects us and hurts us, but that we recognize as knowing it's passing, it's changeable. And I think in a situation with you, you may have had maybe some conversations that were painful in the past, but that you are letting go of. You are recognizing that it's time to move on. You know, it's not something you want to stick. Certainly neither of your personalities are the type that want that to happen. You know, and this is just being very, very real and clear about the fact that there's been a lot of confusion when it comes to conversations. If you tune into certain news media and media in general, it's one of those things that I purposely take in small doses because I get overwhelmed. I feel like that's what's happened. But know that that is ever changing. Absolutely. Like clouds, and the air that the clouds represent are constantly moving, constantly changing, you know. And so, and air also represents, of course, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So perhaps there's somebody that has said something in your past, or somebody that just struck a nerve, you know, in some way, but just letting that go and just living in this moment and being practical, being grounded, feeling more at peace and calm within your relationship, not letting outside influences affect your relationships. Sometimes easier said than done, I know, but it really can be done, and I find it to be easier and easier the more you invest your energy in that belief, right? That's how that works. So that's the first category, and it's completely understandable to me. There's a lot that's been happening in the exterior world, and yeah, you can say, oh, you know, I don't really want to think about it. You still feel it, especially being, you know, very sensitive like the Pisces that you are. You're going to take it in anyway, and you generally do. You feel other people's feelings and pain, and it's a lot. It takes a lot. So you need to take the time, which is now, to stop and just kind of really meditate and re-establish for yourself how you can best move forward in a calm way that's going to help you heal and feel good about your relationships. Like, let's focus on the good stuff. Let's focus on love. Love is extremely beautiful, healing, and powerful energy. It overrides so many other things. The second category I love so much. This is beautiful. This is the category of possible blessings or obstacles, and you got the Magician. Because that's just what it's about. Everything I just mentioned, you take it in, you sit with yourself, you are the magician, you are the manifester, you create your life, your thoughts, how you react to things, you know, how you project to other people. And you've got this. You are fully in charge and in control of your destiny and what you want to see. And I feel like, you know, you definitely have been focusing more on that, Pisces, and I know that Aquarians are because, well, here's the thing. Last year, with the planets being, a couple of the planets for sure, being in the 12th sign with Aquarius, that was about the 12th house, which is what you represent, Pisces. That is the confined house. That's the house of mind and subconscious and, you know, just difficulties at times, you know, and our emotions are working through things. It represents hospitals, confinements, and being, you know, on a lockdown, all of those things that occurred. Those are the years prior to getting Jupiter in your sign like you have now, Aquarius, that really make us sit and think back and really evaluate our lives as a whole and what it means and how we can transform and all the things I've mentioned. And here you are now. The two of you can make this happen. Now, it just so happens that's happening now in Pisces. Saturn will be in the 12th house until next year, when it'll then Jupiter and Saturn will be in Pisces. So it's always an evolution of learning and growing and transforming. And you've got every tool you need to make that happen. So I hope I didn't confuse you, but that needed to be said, because yes, we're affected by outside influences. Yes, we have thoughts, and yes, we say things, and yes, we get emotionally and physically affected by the world. We're connected. This is what we do to stop that. This is what we focus on. This is what we truly believe we're capable of. And there's your blessing. And yeah, nothing's going to deter you from that. I feel really, really strongly and good about that. And you both have a very, very beautiful, harmonious kind of energy for each other anyway. So that's you have that going for you as well. Then the final category is the category of finances. Once again, the tangible things we can feel, the things that are necessary to live, to feel secure and stable in our lives. And your specific message is, what is this? I'm so sorry. And I have my glasses on. 8 of Wands. Yes. Wands are fire. Wands are motion. Wands are motivation, action, adrenaline, optimism, fire. 8 is abundance. It is action. It is the most abundant and the most powerful number in numerology. It is such a beautiful card to get under finances. It's fast moving information. It's fast transformation, having to do with your finances, your situation, your jobs, things are changing. We know that, and it's not going to happen instantly, but this tells me that something's coming down the pike within the week or so. You can always let me know, and please do feel free to comment. If you have not subscribed, take this time to push that subscribe button, or notification bell, because that lets you know when I upload. And it can be a little different depending on what's happening. Oh, or absolutely. It's super, super important, and I really appreciate it greatly. And it's free, and it's super, super supportive. But this is telling you that it's all speed ahead. So, maybe this magician, maybe this mastery, maybe you've already decided between the two of you or all of your connections. I don't know Aquarius or Pisces, but I know that it is definitely fueling you to assert yourself more and to know you have everything it takes to improve, to grow, and to reach abundance, and be wealthy in any regard, because wealth isn't always about money for everybody. I always say that. It's on. I love seeing that. The fire wands, of course, are Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So they may be very prevalent in regards to what's happening as far as your finances, and maybe they're the part of the institution, which is usually a big part of it, right? That's how we receive a lot of our income. It could very well have to do with any of those signs, but it's always that energy. It's just like, let's do it. Let's make it happen. We're not going to sit back anymore. We're moving forward. So fantastic. So yeah, you start with the realization that there's been some real difficulties at times with even your own thoughts, perhaps, and words and communications and things you're hearing are very, very confusing. And then you move to but I've got what it takes. I am the master of my mind, my thoughts, my life. I'm the magician. I've got all the tools. I will create what I choose to in this relationship, in our individual lives. And then you go for the 8 of Wands, which is absolutely backing up your, everything you just realized and believed about yourself, and the passion behind it. And it's fast moving. So excellent reading. I hope you can once again resonate and really feel that within your lives. And then I'm going to move on to the oracle messages, which are for all of the zodiac signs in relation to and connection with Pisces. Okay, because everybody is a part of my readings, and the reality is that whereas this highlight connection of Aquarius might work for a good percentage of you Pisceans, it's not for all of you. So this way you get information that may have something very important to tell you about other connections. So my first oracle I'll be reading, and then changing again tomorrow for the mid-readings, is going to be my Starseed Oracle. I really love it, so I'll be bringing it back. Trust me, this has really meant a lot to me. I started using this on mid-month readings of last month, but I still haven't seen them all, I'm sure. And it just really has touched me deeply on the messages and the guidance that they bring. So hopefully you'll agree, this is for all the Pisceans. Beautiful, beautiful water Pisceans. And for all of your connections. And your message for today, I don't think I've seen it. Let me double check. Oh, loosen your grip. Look at this. It's two bodies just kind of free flowing, right? And you know how good you can do that. This is so perfect for you. And I don't even really imagine many, but of course there is a part of all of us, right? There's the duality, as I mentioned, of, Pisceans, where, you may just want to hold on to this love you have, or you may want to hold on to something that matters greatly on an emotional level. I get that. But loosen it, let it go. You know how to do that very well. The words underneath are coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Interesting. I'm going to read further for you, though. That sounds very, very important. There's the little notebook for the tarot. The Many Queens Tarot is the tarot deck. So, let's go to this, because this is important, hopefully for a good portion of you. We're cyclic beings, and you know about that, Pisceans. And Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. Spirit never ceases to amaze me with these readings, and I love and appreciate it. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things that we cling to are so often those we need most to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, and the people-pleasing. Sound familiar? The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid of, to leave empty. The part where we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us, or clinging to it for fear of it not staying on its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. Oh my, A Course of Miracles, I don't know if you've heard of that, MaryAnne Williams is one person that does an amazing interpretation of that. Tells us whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddhists say you can only lose what you cling to. Indeed, both are true. Well, okay, I'm literally getting emotional. I know the full, not in full, but new moon, same thing, new, full, I always get emotion. This is really touching me right now. Let's see. This card appears you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control. To release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter. To surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that when you're loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're clinging to will go away. It may, or it may stay. But you can be sure that what it is for you and it will find you. But you can be sure that what is for you will find you. I'm so sorry. But if you be sure, and you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. I told you I'd be stuttering. And I don't want to mess this up because it's so beautiful. And you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. Wow. You know what? I mean, as I mentioned, so many Pisceans I know are completely in charge of their life, their businesses. They're very capable beings, right? And yet it's this control that I know happens. And I know because I'm first-handedly guilty of this. I don't know if guilty is a good word, but I definitely understand and resonate. And it feels really great. I'm really learning from this message. I hope you are too. Well, the Starseed Soul Inquiry. What are you clinging to for the fear of nothing coming to take its place? Well, I don't know. I mean, that's going to be different for everybody, right? I would say right off the bat for myself, it's my job that I'm not able to work as a massage therapist. But deeply inside of me with my meditations and everything, of course I know that I will continue to do what I've been doing when divine timing allows that. And that's just where it's at, you know. It doesn't take away my desire and my love for it. It slows it down, but I'm still here and ready. So, you know, those clients that I've had for a lot of years, they're so loyal. And that'll be the case for a lot of people, I think, after, let's say, mid-year, who knows, right? I don't know, but I'm just saying it's all going to work itself out. And I believe in that fully. And I'll let go too, along with you. How's that? I'll definitely take that advice. So the next category is the next oracle, I should say, is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. And it's one of my favorites. And yesterday I was kind of, you know, trying to figure out a couple things on air and going, what the heck? I have been reading these for the last month. These are new as well. And what I realized is there's 4 or 5 categories with the same number. So now I have a better understanding. I did my due diligence and my homework, and I will hopefully portray that to you better this time. And I apologize if you were watching yesterday or, you know, cross-watching or what have you. But it's okay. I'm just learning like everybody, you know. And so anyway, this is beautiful, heart-centered type of messages because we're talking about love and love connections, right? So it's very appropriate. So your particular message, Piscean, is, oh, okay, this is super easy though. This is very interesting. It's pretty congruent with what I just read to you, but I don't have to there aren't duplicates on this. This is about our chakras. So there's a section for the chakras. The third, the solar plexus chakra. And I know about this. Trust me, this is the empowerment we can have to open up to that, to face adversity, to face those challenges, and know that we will get through it. And my goodness, we got through last year. We will get through anything in our life, should we choose to do so. That's what we have to really keep in mind. That's an inside game, right? That's an inside request, I would say. And it definitely needs to be something you and you alone can meditate on, I would say, specifically. So let's go to the back. I remember where it was. I just want to be as, you know, efficient as possible right now. And I'll just read you a little bit more about what it says. The key words and facts: yellow. The sound is Ram, or Ram, if you're doing a mantra, I would imagine. The element is fire. That's that ambition and that strength, determination. The glands are the pancreas and adrenal. And the key words for this beautiful solar plexus chakra are I can. And to believe that and to feel that and to focus in when you're in your meditations in this chakra area, to remove blocks, to open it up and allow that strength in there and that power. That is beautiful. So last but not least, your super manifestation, super attractor card is one of my favorites. As I said, I tend to leave this all the time because I believe it, because it's happened over and over again. If you feel a desire, a want, a manifestation in your life, it will come to pass in time with the pure law of attraction aspect that you are feeling it. You believe it, yes, you think it, and you feel it into reality, you know, to the material world. You know, that is essential. Like attracts like. It has to be the same energy, you know. And as I always say, you can't think, oh, I'm not really feeling all that, you know, abundant, but I want it, but I don't feel, but I want it. And no, that's what doesn't work. Ask for it, intend on it, feel it, accept it, be it, and you will achieve it. And your specific message for the last card of the reading, it's always one of my favorites, and interesting, it's got that beautiful red, and it's literally probably both the root chakra that keeps us grounded, like in the season of Capricorn and the beautiful new moon that'll cater to that for our intentions of keeping things real, but keeping them, you know, as stable as we can, accepting, being, you know, down to earth about it, practical. And the second chakra, which is a little more of the orangey, you know, vibrance and passion we have towards our goals, towards our manifestations and our talents and our sensuality. Appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. Appreciation. Gotta have it. I have a gratitude log, you know, and I mean, it's, you can have it or not and still fully ignite this ability. Or you can take a snapshot and just say that over and over and really feel it in your cells, every one of them. And that will change your life. And I'm grateful to you all for being here once again. I absolutely love it. It's my passion. So let me know what you think. And I'll be starting the mid-months, like I said, tomorrow. So if you're interested, and maybe you may be one of the highlighted connections, so keep checking. All right, Pisces? And take good care. I love you. Until then, bye for now.